What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing a race review from New Hampshire. Today we ran at New Hampshire National Speedway for the running of the Foxwoods Resort Casino 301. Let's go ahead and talk about the race. This race definitely had a lot that happened basically, and we'll go into that. But so how we do these is I break down how the race happened. I go through the results and highlight some of the drivers. And there's some drivers definitely to highlight for this race. And then I also will talk about the standings as well and give you my opinions of the race as well. So let's dive into it. From the drop of green flag, the race was pretty entertaining. Kyle Busch pretty much, who started second, pretty much just took the lead from Keselowski and pretty much just took off at the start. The first caution of the race came out for Austin Dillon. Austin Dillon got loose off. Austin Dillon got into the wall off of turn 4. This would plague him pretty much for the rest of the race. He never really could get back in the race after having damage. He still continued, but not a good day for Austin Dillon. We went back to green, and some strategy in the race took place, but Kyle Busch got the lead back, and Kyle Busch was able to pull away and win stage number 1. We went back to green on lap 83. Some people decided to pull strategy. Also, that first stage, Eric Jones pulled a strategy, got a lot of points. Good day for Eric Jones. Good day for Jones there. Went back to green. The third caution in the race came out. Chase Elliott basically dropped oil on the racetrack, and Suarez ran into that, and he collected Daniel Hemrick. Unfortunately for Daniel Hemrick, he ended up falling out of the race. Suarez, however, continued on. Not a great day for rest day for Suarez, but he still got to continue on. We went back racing on lap 117, and on the restart, Kyle Busch pretty much took off. Race went back green, and caution comes out on lap 138 for Ricky Stenhouse Jr., fourth caution in the race. Stenhouse, I believe he had a tire go down or something, and he hit the outside wall off of turn 2 and brought out the next caution of the race. Went back racing for the next 2 laps, and at this point, Aric Almirola has the lead. Next caution race comes out for Martin Truex Jr., Clint Bowyer. Clint Bowyer basically came up into Truex because Logano was, I don't remember who was on the inside, maybe Logano, I don't remember, but Truex basically was up there, and Bowyer went up the track and basically turned himself. And Truex was not very happy with Bowyer, and I don't blame him. He basically had no room, and he got wrecked pretty much. So that sucked for Truex, one of my guys. That sucked. But then we went back racing for a few more laps, and then that was the end of the stage. And Aric Almirola won because the guys decided to stay out to get stage points. A lot of drivers decided to stay out to get stage points. Almirola, Logano, Newman, Byron, Larson, all those guys decided to stay out to get stage points. Kyle Busch also had to come down pit road. He had to pit because he got a tire rub. Kyle Busch just was good, and he fell off pretty much at the end of this race. Went back racing on lap 158. Denny Hamlin had the lead, and he basically just took off at the end of this race and pretty much pulled away. Next caution in the race came out with 86 laps to go for Kyle Busch. He got really loose actually, and he hit the outside wall. That brought the caution out. Kind of surprised the race didn't stay green. I guess he maybe had a tire go down. I really don't know. You be the judge of it. And Kyle Busch brought the caution out there. Went back racing with 82 to go. And on the restart, Kyle Larson wrecked and got spun. Basically, Larson had a really good restart. Bowman said, nope, I'm not going to let you pass. And pretty much Alex Bowman screwed Larson out of a pretty good day. Now, I'm not saying that Bowman did it all, because Larson maybe shouldn't have been there completely. But it just continues a bad season for Kyle Larson, because Larson then his day went from bad to worse. Went back racing with 76 to go, and Denny Hamlin just took off. The final caution before the end of the race came out with 35 laps to go for Kyle Larson. Larson, his right rear tire cut. He backed into the outside wall. This would end Kyle Larson's day, unfortunately. And then it's set up for the final restart. And Kevin Harvick, Eric Jones, and Martin Truex Jr. Stayed out. Now, interestingly about Eric Jones is we thought he may have had a commitment line violation. He didn't have it. I'm not sure about the commitment line violation rules. I thought he had all 4 tires in to go down pit road. He didn't, but he hit the commitment line box, so it's a 50-50 call. I don't know how the rule completely works, but definitely interesting to say the least. Kevin Harvick then took the race lead. Now, something interesting. Kevin Harvick has not won a race since Texas, and SHR at this point had gone winless. Kevin Harvick takes off, and basically it looks like Harvick had the race completely won. And then the final few laps of this race, and in fact, especially the last 25 laps of this race, was definitely some intense. I was on the edge of my seat. I was standing up, and Hamlin eventually lost like 3 or 4 cars. He cut that back down to 4/10 coming to the white flag. Hamlin gets on the back bumper. They go battling for the win. It comes down. Hamlin puts a bump. Harvick goes up the track. They go side by side. Well, Harvick gets the run off the corner, beats Hamlin. Coming off the final corner, they bump and bang to the checker flag. Well, not side by side, but Hamlin's beating on Harvick's back bumper. It is not enough, and Kevin Harvick, for the first time since Texas last year, technically Texas last year because he failed inspection, Kevin Harvick goes to victory lane and passes inspection. First win for SHR and first win for Kevin Harvick in 2019. Kevin Harvick is officially locked into the playoffs. Man, that finish was definitely one of the most intense finishes. Another great finish last week in Kentucky. Great finish too, but I wasn't back on YouTube at that point. So yeah, that's the race. I'm going to go ahead and now talk about the drivers. Let's go through and talk about the drivers. So, Kevin Harvick wins. Denny Hamlin second. Eric Jones third. Solid day for Eric Jones. He had a good day going. He had a pretty good day. He fell back 28th. He actually had a pit road penalty earlier in the race. Comes back and finishes third. Great run for Eric Jones. And also good call to stay out. Denny Hamlin, like I said, second. Hamlin saw a really good day. Definitely a comeback day. Even though he didn't win the race, he had one of the dominant cars. Joe Gibbs had the cars to beat, but it was basically Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin. But Kevin Harvick in the end got the win. Ryan Blaney fourth. Solid day for Blaney. Top 10 pretty much all race long. That's definitely a confidence booster for Blaney. He's needed good finishes. And good day for Blaney. Matt DiBenedetto fifth. Let's talk about Matt DiBenedetto for a sec. Matt DiBenedetto has needed to have good runs because he's a guy that's is on the hot seat possibly for the silly season. And a 5th place run, second top 5 this season and second top 5 in the last few races. This definitely is going to help him in points and good run for DiBenedetto. And he had a really fast car overall. If they can bring him cars like that, you never know what could happen. He could be winning races. 5th position, place finish. Good run for them. 6th place, Martin Truex Jr. He got involved in a wreck and came back and finished 6th. That's all we need to tell. He stayed out at the end of the race because of strategy, but Truex still got 6th. Good run for Truex. Ryan Newman 7th. Another guy who had I would say, a solid day. A solid day for Ryan Newman. He actually had engine issues and came back and finished 7th. Impressive stuff right there. Good run for Newman. Kyle Busch 8th. He got damaged, finished 8th. Pretty decent run for Kyle. I felt like he had the car to beat at the beginning, and then he just fell back because of strategy. Joey Logano 9th. Kind of non-existent all day, to be honest with you. And then Brad Keselowski starting the pole, runs out the top 10. Decent day for Brad. Could have been a little bit better finish, but what you can do. He was running top 5 most of the day. Finishes 10th. Should have finished top 5, to be honest, but what can you do? Eric Almirola 11th. Decent day. William Byron 12th. Okay day. Not a great day, to be honest. Paul Menard 13th. Okay. 14th goes to Alex Bowman. Alex Bowman's in the top 10 in certain points. He just had a shit weekend, to be honest. Like, when you talk about weekends that are not that good, Alex Bowman's weekend, he had to go to 2 or 3 backup cars, and he comes home with a 14th place finish. He kind of should be satisfied with that at this point. But yeah, Chris Buescher 15th. He was in the top 5 at one point in this race. And he fell back to as far as like 10th before that caution came out like 60 to go. So yeah, Chris Buescher 15th. Ty Dillon 16th, not a bad run. Michael McDowell 17th, not another bad run as well. Kurt Busch, after a really strong win, finishes 18th. That's not good. Not great. Chip Ganassi kind of had an off day, to be honest with you. He was in the top 5 at one point early in the race. Shame he couldn't finish back it up last week's win. Daniel Suarez 19th. 20th, Clint Bowyer. Those guys had issues today. Ryan Preece 21st. Bubba Wallace 22nd. Corey LaJoie 23rd. Matt Tiff 24th. Ross Chastain 25th. Landon Cassill 26th. Reed Sorensen 27th. Andy Sice 28th in his first race, 28th. Not terrible. Chase Elliott 29th. Chase, like I talked about, had engine troubles in this race, and he comes home with a 20th place finish. We didn't mention about Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson also had engine troubles in this race. He came home with the 30th place finish. 31st, Quinn Houff. 32nd, Austin Dillon. We already mentioned he had trouble. 33rd, Kyle Larson. Tire troubles. David Riggin, 34th. No, that's engine troubles for Larson. He had tire troubles because of the damage from someone making a dumb move. Dave Riggin, 34th. I don't know what happened. He just went off the track. No wrecking. Well, he went off track, came back on, but finished 34th. I don't know what the hell happened to Riggin, to be honest with you. I thought he was kind of out of the race for a sec there. Whatever. Austin Terrio, 35th. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., 36th. And Daniel Hemrick finishes 37th in last place. Now I'm going to go through the point standings and look at some surprises here. So, here are the playoff standings. Kyle Busch still leads the playoff standings. Truex second. Keselowski third. Logano fourth. Hamlin fifth. Harvick up to sixth. 7th is Kurt Busch. 8th is Chase Elliott. 9th, Alex Bowman. And that's your 9 winners so far. Then 10th is Almirola. 11th, Ryan Blaney. 12th, William Byron. 13th, Kyle Larson. 14th, Eric Jones. 15th, Ryan Newman. And 16th, Clint Bowyer. Drivers looking outside. Suarez is now 17 points below the cutoff line. He's going to need to start picking up the pace. 17 points out. He pretty much at this point, like Darian said in his, he's pretty much got to make the playoffs or he's a bust. I know Suarez is down. Maybe this win will help Suarez a lot. Another thing, Jimmy Johnson, same position as Suarez. He's outside the cutoff line. He was actually inside, but Ryan Newman had such a good day, and Johnson had a bad day that Johnson now 17 points. I think he still can get in on points. Paul Menard, 19th. Menard is in, got a chance to get in on points, but he's going to have to really, well, actually, he's going to have to pretty much win because he's 60 points. And then Ricky Stenhouse Jr., he's got to win a race. And yeah, that's the playoff standings. Now let me give you my opinion of the race. I'm going to say that this race was pretty solid. There was a lot of passing. You could actually get up there. The finish was epic. There was actually quite a bit of passing for the lead in this race. Some passing. I think there was 4 or 5 green flag passes, somewhere around there. That's still a pretty good race. And for New Hampshire, it was overall a good race. And this is the second year in a row I thought the race in New Hampshire was pretty good. That's a good showing for New Hampshire. I don't usually think New Hampshire is that great of a racetrack, but it was a good race. It was a solid New Hampshire race. I'm gonna give this race an 8.5. 8.5 is my rating for this race. Pretty good race overall. I know their view's out a little later, so I just got done and watched the race like 10, 15, 20 minutes ago. But anyway, yeah, that's my point. 8.5 out of 10. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Turn notifications on so you can be notified when a video goes live on my channel. And share this video out to your family and friends. Also, comment below your opinions of the race as well. And tell me how you thought the race was. I'm not sure if I'm going to have a video out later today. Since technically it is Monday, this video is coming out. I need to kind of explain about why it's out this late. I had to work till 9 o'clock. I worked from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock. So during the race, I had to work, and I got home at 9 o'clock. And I just got the race done about 20 minutes ago. So I apologize for the video coming out so late. I should have let you guys know that on my social medias. Apologies for the race review being out really late. But anyway, that's it. Kevin Harvick wins again. Well, doesn't win again. First win for Kevin Harvick. I knew the win was coming for Harvick. Just didn't know when. But Kevin Harvick, back-to-back wins in New Hampshire. Finally in victory lane. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care, guys.